Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to podcast!
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the 1% Academy podcast. I am your host, Carson Lee, and I'm here with my co-host down in Florida, Mr. Pete Yorgen, and Justin Kortessis. What's up, you guys?
How we doing? Kortessis seems to have had a long day.
It's been a long day in the sun.
Did you forget how to English?
Real quick, real fast. Yes.
Anyways, you guys, on today's show, we have one of our good friends and fellow professional baseball player, Skylar Mercado, on the podcast.
Yo, what's up,
Skylar,
guys?
how you doing, man?
I'm great. How are you?
Glad to get you on. Playing the drums over here? Yeah. I'm glad to get you on. So you guys, Skylar is, let's see, what do I got down here? He has played
tall, dark, handsome man.
He's tall as a stretch.
Skylar has played 2 years of professional baseball, correct?
Yes.
And he went to college at USC Aiken and the Peach Belt, and played in the Peach Belt Conference. And so now we are all down here in Florida trying to secure ourselves a job this year. Skylar is from the Bronx in New York. We were just talking about it today. The difference between Bronx and Houston.
That's a big difference.
Jeez. That's the conversation we were having.
For sure.
And but anyways, to get started.
Let's just say this: the people in the Bronx don't bang on trash cans to know what pitch is coming, right?
No, we don't. Fair and
To
square.
talk about we'll have to touch on the Astros at the very end.
Fair and square.
Anyways,
27.
This guy.
We go with the rings.
Growing up in the Bronx, what was it like? Getting into baseball. Like, how do you get into baseball in the Bronx, and then what's it like your childhood as far as playing and getting into high school ball?
A lot of people would be surprised, but baseball is huge. Obviously, having the Yankees in the Bronx, it's like, second nature. I mean, basketball is obviously king in New York, but baseball is definitely right up there with it. So it wasn't too hard, especially with my dad being a huge Yankees fan. So that's how it kind of started.
How far you live from Yankee Stadium?
Like 10, 15 minutes.
That's sick.
That's badass.
With traffic, about an hour and 15 minutes.
That's badass though.
That's sick.
Just as bad as 95 this morning.
So, what about though, growing up in the cold weather and stuff? Surely that's got to make it hard to be able to get outside and start playing, especially as a young kid.
Yeah, it's definitely tough, but as of late, with all the indoor facilities that these pro guys from New York have, because of all that money that they're making, giving back to the Bronx, it's awesome because, not only do I have a place, but my brother has a place, and all these other younger kids have a place to train without having to go outside and getting that experience,
Yeah. I know we'll touch on this later, but I kind of want to bring it up while we're talking about your childhood. I know you played stickball a lot. Like, we've talked about your stickball league.
Yeah.
How much was that an influence as far as getting into baseball when you were younger? Like, were you playing stickball before you started playing baseball, or was it kind of baseball and then you start picking up stickball?
It was kind of at the same time. The stickball thing started with my grandfather actually in the 80s, and then my dad took it over, and it went hand in hand with baseball and stickball season, so it was just kind of at the same time.
They kind of took stickball to a whole new level, didn't they?
Yeah, for sure. It's in a couple different states now: California, Puerto Rico, Florida. We got Tampa and Orlando and Miami actually. Got the Bronx, Virginia. There's a team even in Kansas, and we actually just had some visitors from.
But it's not in Garden City though.
No, definitely not.
You know what I'm thinking? We should make one.
Actually, it's cool because
we got our guy right here.
Hey, listen, I'll do whatever for stickball for sure.
Yeah.
We actually had visitors from France who created their own stickball league.
That's sick.
Yeah, 2 years ago. So that was an awesome experience to have them come out.
That's sick. Yeah,
So they came over here to
Yeah.
play against you guys.
Well, they didn't come to play. They just kind of came to watch and take a couple swings and stuff.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's interesting to think that
It's gone
something like that, which you is something very close and personal to you that
Mm.
would bring somebody's interest from like another country.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Going international.
Yeah.
Nice.
What I mean, I'm sure being able to play stickball all the time, like that translated a lot to baseball. Like as
Yeah.
far as like you're getting game reps for your, or hand-eye coordination reps basically every day.
Honestly, I think stickball is harder than baseball.
Well,
From
how
a
big-
defensive
how big's
from a
the ball?
defensive span,
Isn't it like a
standpoint,
lacrosse ball?
it's a handball. If you ever see like one of those rubber
Yeah, like they're
handballs,
really
yeah,
small.
they're really small. They used to play with it. They used to pump it up with air, and then it was like move all over the place and zigzag all over. But
Y'all
But
don't play with gloves, do y'all?
no,
Just
bare
bare
hands.
hand?
That's
You
why.
should have
That's
been.
why. That's why I think it's harder than baseball
Yeah.
because
For sure.
ground balls there. I don't play the infield for stickball. That's how hard it is personally to me.
And you're a
'cause I
damn good
can't- I
infielder, so that
can't.
like says a lot.
I can't do it. So me and my brother will play the outfield, and it's even then it's hard, but that's easier than taking ground balls in the infield for
Yeah.
stickball.
Right. Sounds fun though.
Yeah,
Sounds
no,
great.
it's awesome.
It sounds
It's-
so
it's
challenging.
so awesome.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. Besides catching the ball and getting an out, how else do you get the out? Like, is it?
Well, there's 8 fielders.
Okay.
You have there's 8 fielders. You got 4 infielders, the regular infield, first, second, third, and short, and then you have 4 outfielders, which you have behind second, and then the 3 that fill in behind there, and you play accordingly to each hitter. Obviously,
Mhm.
you know you have shifts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you run the bases. I think they're about 75 feet. And outs come by either obviously catching it, throwing them out at first. There's no pegs or anything like that.
And maybe that's where I was getting. At, is, you know,
yeah, there's no pegs.
pegs
but,
or anything.
but
Backyard
as a-
baseball in Texas, it's just straight pegs.
yeah, no,
Straight
100%. That's how wiffle ball was too. But there's only one strike. You swing and miss, you're out. Hit a foul ball, you're out.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that a lot.
7 innings, 3 outs.
Y'all play on like an official field? Y'all just play in
We
the
have
streets?
we have a street that's pretty much an official field. It's called Stickball Boulevard,
Oh, that's-
and
that's sick.
there's 2 fields.
Because that's like when I think of stickball, that's what I think of. I think like the movies when the kids are out there just swinging a little stick.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm.
It's
thinking
actually
of
wild
with
because
stickball.
people now there's custom bats. Like there's some bat companies that will make stickball bats. So
You let me know.
Ladies and gentlemen, our sponsor of the show, 300 Bats, which you heard the last episode. Pete Yorgen is offering to make a stickball bat for all you stickball competitors out there.
You let me know, and I will get to work on it.
listen, let's do this.
Oh, that would actually
sure.
be sick. You might as well start making cricket bats where you're at it.
Listen, there's a cricket team in Lake City. I see them out there playing. They're always playing at the rodeo arena, so I bet we can get some customers.
We could.
I bet they don't have bat endorsements either in cricket,
we
so
get-
you know. You might have a market here.
I could
You might
have.
You might have a market. I'm just saying.
Making money moves here. But
This is a business podcast. That's why I changed the name. So you know we can kind of
So-
venture in all aspects of life here.
all right, so we're on the bat topic now. So what what is the diameter of the bat? It's kind of like a broomstick, basically, right?
It's whatever you want it to
Whatever
be.
you want it to be.
There's actually so
Good question. I like
playing in California. We play in San Diego. It's a giant tournament. Pretty much every other Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 3-day tournament usually. There was 23 teams at this last
Wow.
tournament in San Diego. Somebody was using a PVC pipe. Like not a skinny one.
Just a
A thick old like fat PVC pipe.
Really?
Yeah. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Because the guy couldn't
Could the guy hit?
the guy couldn't hit,
Damn.
but he swung it.
He really did.
There's also a guy out there that makes these bats called San Diego sticks, and they're made from pool cue, pool stick like billets.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
those
I bet
are
if you can make
that's what I use, and it's very whippy, and a lot of people can't normally hit with it.
Oh, I'm sure,
Yeah.
especially trying to hit a handball like that and getting the whip.
Do the pitchers? They bounce it first,
There's no
right?
pitchers. Pitch to yourself.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you drop the ball, don't
Our
you?
league changed the original way to play is with a pitcher. You bounce it first, and that's like the original way to play. But in our league, we changed it to self pitch. You'd be surprised how many people still can't hit.
Astros would love that.
So does it have to bounce or you throw it up?
You can do whatever you want. You can hit it
Oh,
like as
bro.
you would a fungo in the infield.
Bro.
Like, but
I would smoke that thing.
I don't know about that one.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
I want to play.
I don't even.
I want to play. I want to hop in one of those tournaments.
Actually, we have a lot of old minor league guys that play. So
Awesome.
I think we're
it's
gonna have
very
to.
competitive.
We're gonna have to make a trip.
Hey, Columbus Day weekend, I'm trying to get a team of all minor league guys and indie ball guys if we can for that tournament.
I'm
it's
down.
a 2-day tournament.
And that's the one you were talking about, 1% sponsoring, right?
If you want to be a part of it,
That
get
would
a hold
be
of Skylar
sick.
Mercado.
And I'll make the bat.
Let's get it
You
rolling.
make all the bats. I'll sponsor, do all the apparel, and then we'll go down there and kick someone's ass.
And then if you guys all break all those backs, I'll make you a knife out of it.
What was it? Broken Blade?
Broken blades, baby. Full circle.
Oh no, absolutely.
We have all of our businesses here that interconnect.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's funny you say that we would go kick somebody's ass, but in reality, we'd probably struggle a little bit.
I think it'd be interesting.
Defense,
I think it'd
but-
be fun though.
Defense is
As
fun.
long as we got
bet.
as long as we got Skylar's arm in the outfield,
What is the ball? Like,
It's a handball.
handball.
It's a handball.
That's what he said.
I had one in my Airbnb.
I just wish I
and
could-
I should
Oh, no!
have brought it.
You should have brought it. That
I'll
would have been
bring
funny.
it.
You never know when a game's going to break out
Seriously, there's a tournament April 1st in Miami.
You going?
An all Florida tournament. If I'm here, yeah.
That'd be sick.
How many guys are on a team?
Usually, this year we changed the rule to 15 guys on a team.
here. Any
Probably,
call?
we could
You
probably
have to
get we could probably get 15 guys down here to pitch in.
We have any call ups or
I'm sure you can interchange and stuff like that.
20 man roster?
Gosh.
I'm down.
Some tournaments are money tournaments. Some tournaments are just trophy tournaments.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I was gonna say this for the end, but I guess we might as well jump on it now.
Bring
But
it
last year, so I'm in freaking Cincinnati. Well, they're at Florence, and me and La Rosa go out to Cincinnati one night, right there by the stadium. Which shout out Johnny La Rosa, just signed with the Brewers today.
Yes, sir.
And so we go out, and it's the Rockets versus Jazz playoff game.
Has nothing to do with Florence or Cincinnati. But
Well, no, because we were there at the bar, and I'm watching the game.
oh, okay.
I'm watching
All
the
right.
game. And so, they have all the
About to
5,
say,
6 TVs.
neither of those teams are near that area.
They
But
have five or six teams up on the bar wall, or TVs, I mean, not teams. TVs on the bar wall.
you can just pick your own team off the wall. What is it, a shopping center?
Anyway,
Come on, you can do it.
all these TVs are on the wall, and I'm watching the Rockets and Jazz. And they go to commercial, and I glance over, and Skylar's on TV. I'm like, yo, what is this? And then after I watched it, I realized what it was. But you were on Baseball Tonight last year.
Mm-hmm.
They did a feature on you. Was it a 30 for 30, or was it just like
It
one
was
of the
a
click
it was a
things?
Sports Center feature.
Okay, so
Yeah.
tell me about it, or us about it. Because I kind of know what it was over, but I haven't gotten the full story.
Yeah. So the Stickball League, it started with my grandfather being one of the founding fathers in 1985, and then about I want to say 1997, my dad became the president of the league, and his goal was to take stickball to the Olympics, to be a demonstration sport if the Olympics ever came to New York. So that would have been, our demonstration sport. But obviously, the events of 9/11 happened and him passing. So I got emailed out of the blue. I had no idea by this guy with ESPN who wanted to do the story. I didn't know how far it was gonna go.
Yeah.
Right.
At first, it was just gonna be a Father's Day thing, like a little 5-minute thing right before the Yankees Mets played on Father's Day, and I was actually with the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers in the USPBL when it aired, and I was about to play, so it was pretty sick to watch it in the clubhouse with all the guys, and then I guess the same guy, Michael O'Connor, shout out to him, thank you for that was awesome job by him. Messaged me again and said that they wanted to make an even longer piece. So ESPN came out to Stickball Boulevard one weekend, and I think I was still in Michigan, and I had to drive back to New York
Gosh.
to film the longer piece, and
So this was during the season.
this was during the season.
Oh man.
Yeah, and we did a little piece on Stickball, and then I did my own interview. They came out to Michigan and did the interview in Jimmy John's Stadium. Interviewed my brother, my mom, my uncle, and my dad's best friend from the firehouse. So, and it all came together, and it was a nice little 10-minute piece. Yeah,
That's pretty awesome. I got the YouTube video, so I'm gonna put it in the description box for anybody that wants to watch it. But that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And I bet it's cool for you to be able to live on your family's legacy and like
Yeah.
continue it, like for it to continue growing. And now you're having an influence where like you said, it's in all these other places. Like
Yeah.
I bet that's pretty cool.
no, it is for sure, and meeting guys like you three, and some of my affiliated teammates having you guys help promote the game is just going to take it even further. So
I definitely want to get involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to play. I want to get involved. I think that'd be sick. We need to get it down in Houston. We can use Coastal Baseball Park.
Hey,
It is turf, so we'll bounce.
listen, I hear when it's not underwater, it's a great place.
Anyways, we kind of went on that stickball tangent there, but real quick, getting into high school. Did you play multiple sports at all, or did you just straight
I did.
baseball?
I
You
played
just studied everything, or what?
I played mostly basketball and baseball.
Oh yeah.
I can see you being really good at basketball.
You a Knicks fan?
I'm a Derrick Rose fan.
Okay. I like
Yeah.
that. I was a big Derrick
I'll
Rose
root,
fan.
I'll root
Like,
for the Knicks if I have
they
it
just beat
after.
the Rockets last night.
Did they?
Like 2 nights ago.
That's unfortunate.
20,
That's tough.
Like 125 to 123. It's like, you gotta be kidding
That's tough, especially the year the Knicks are having.
me. Yeah.
But I played basketball and baseball. I actually played football for a year, my sophomore year, and I almost broke my neck.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so
No
that
more
ended
football.
my football career right there. Especially with the baseball coach, he was pissed. But
Well, they always are.
Do you think
They always are.
playing multiple sports stuff really helped you baseball wise?
Oh, 100%.
Like developing.
yeah, absolutely. I think it keeps you athletic.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Like when I played basketball, like just my footwork from being able to jump in and constantly cutting and turning, like it was so good.
Yeah,
But that's what I always tell kids. Like, yo, play as many sports as you can. Like, don't cut yourself short. Focus on one thing, or because you gain so much from all these other sports. Like you can apply it to everything.
yeah, absolutely.
Like I wish really I would have ran track when I was in.
Oh, me too. I didn't even think about that until
Just
until
to
I
make
got to
your
college.
legs so strong and
Mhm.
just proper running form, like all those things, like
Mhm.
would have been so beneficial. Like
Absolutely.
especially once you get into college and these guys are like, you got to have this projectability, this tool. It's like, man, if you just have speed, like you're good.
Yeah.
So,
Let me get off topic here real quick. Stray away from baseball. So you played basketball, and you're from the Bronx. How's the pickup games on the street there?
I've seen some wild stuff. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get into a detail, but
Can't tell him so.
yeah, not on myself. But I've seen some, because I live across the street from a public school, and there's a schoolyard out there, so there's a lot of pickup games that go on out there.
Gotcha.
I just watch now.
I want to kind of fast forward. What was the recruiting process for you like your junior senior year? Were you? Because I guess you went to USC Aiken, which was 4
Not
years
where I
old.
started though.
Where did you start?
I actually started at the University of Maine.
I bet that was
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
I passed through Maine coming home from Canada, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
I love
beautiful.
Maine. Yeah,
It's beautiful. Wasn't my first choice, but it was a full offer. Junior and senior recruiting process was kind of wild. I was pretty highly touted from sophomore year on. I actually got my first college offer in 5th grade.
Holy cow!
Fordham University.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's all that stickball.
Yeah.
See, you kids didn't
I
pick up stickball.
was a big kid in 5th grade. I was like 5'9", and then I just like slowly.
Yeah, you were
just
the kid
got
that grew
there.
before everyone
I was-
else.
Yeah,
That was
so
me.
I was
That was me in
pretty
6th
big.
grade.
What?
I had a freaking mustache, dude. I was shaving, like, bro, it was bad. Like full grown, man. Like,
I can't relate. Late bloomer. I was a nerd till I was like middle aged. So it's alright.
But so you went from USC Aiken straight from Maine, like once you transferred?
No, I went to JUCO.
Oh, you did go JUCO.
Yeah,
Man,
I went to Maine, and then I went to Florence Darlington Tech in Florence, South Carolina.
Did you do 1 or 2 years there?
1 year.
Okay.
Yeah, I finished out my first year at Maine, then I did my sophomore.
You went to school in. Did you go to South Carolina or North
Buford.
Carolina?
I went to Buford.
So did y'all know each other?
No, we didn't play each other, which sucks.
His teammate was my teammate.
Yeah, but he knows a guy.
At Florence.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I first heard about him, because my teammate would tell me, "Oh, you're gonna play with this guy Kortessis." I was like, "Okay, I'll keep my eye out for him."
Isn't it crazy though? Like once you get past college baseball though, and you get in the pro ball, like how small the world seems. Everybody knows somebody somehow, whether it's through playing.
One way or
yeah,
it's wild. Like from the outside looking in, people think it's such a big world because there's so many affiliated teams and so many indie ball teams.
Yeah,
and it's like, nah, man.
It's really not.
We all know each other,
which is crazy because I really feel like I'm just like sometimes it's like. I don't feel like nobody knows or remembers who I am, and I go out and it's like people are like, oh, we played against each other here, or know this person. I'm like, really, you know them? Like, I feel like that's crazy. You're from where? From Idaho? Not even close to there. Like, how do you know them? It blows my mind.
Yeah,
that's funny though.
That's awesome. So how did you get from junior college to Aiken?
It's literally about 2 hours away. From Florence, South Carolina. So that was in itself, because I lost about 30 credits going from Maine to Maine to JUCO,
and then from JUCO to
Florence was a technical school. So I lost even more credits.
Yeah.
So I had a Division I offer from Pitt, but I couldn't go obviously because the transfer I would have missed an entire year pretty much.
Yeah.
Even going to Aiken, I had to miss the fall.
Yeah.
So going into my junior year, that was having to deal with that. That was pretty tough. Yeah.
That sucks. I guess before we kind of get into your college experience, what do you what kind of recruiting advice would you tell somebody? Because I mean, now I feel like remember when I was in high school, I was like just sending emails all day. But now it's like with social media and like being able to connect with these coaches on Twitter, Instagram, with YouTube and so many ways to get your ability out there and network yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would be your advice as far as telling guys to
make connections? I think.
Yeah.
Because same thing in pro ball, and if you play well with somebody and they move on to bigger and better things, they're gonna tell somebody else about you.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same way with the college recruiting process. Get in front of as many people as you can. Get in front of as many scouts and as many coaches as you can, because it only takes one at bat, one play. For anything to happen, so just keep at it.
Yeah. What do you think was your best college memory you have from junior college and Aiken?
Well, I think I have two for sure.
Throw them out there.
When I was at Maine, we opened up against Miami.
Down here?
Yeah.
I bet that was sick.
And then we had Clemson the next weekend too on ESPN.
Nice.
So.
That's sick.
Yeah, Miami's going to travel up to Maine to
Those
play.
were-
Are you kidding me?
Well, sometimes they play in those neutral sites,
Well, neutral site.
like the Minute Maid Classic.
Oh, here we go with the Houston thing.
What's the first thing that came off the top of my mind?
Were they bringing on trash cans?
I didn't play it.
Typical.
No, but that was that first Friday night game, because I started as a freshman at Maine, so getting to play against some some guys who were going to go in the first round was the
Top
wildest experience. The first baseman, who actually was my year, who's a freshman too, was Zach Collins, who was a first rounder.
Oh, he was.
Actually, that was one of my worst college experiences too, because I dislocated my shoulder diving back to first, and that pretty much ended my career at Maine.
That first game?
Third game.
Wow.
I dove back to the bag, and he kind of fell on my shoulder.
He's a big,
he's a big boy.
Yeah, he was a big boy.
He's like 6'4", 240.
Zach Collins, if you're listening, shout out to you, guy.
Yeah, he's about to be in the bigs with the White Sox. So
boy could swing it though.
Yes, he can.
So what was your second best?
My second would have to be my senior year. We were playing Nova Southeastern.
Okay.
They came to us, and they were number 1. We were number 3. So it was the D2 college matchup of the year.
Nice.
And I hit a home run off of their Friday night guy. to tie it in like the 7th. So that was definitely one of my best memories for sure.
There you go.
Yeah, 'cause they're a powerhouse in D2, right? Yeah.
How far did you guys make it into the postseason then?
So my junior year, we went to the regional championship.
Okay.
And we lost to Lander, who went to the College World Series.
I played with a few guys this year that were from Lander, and I played with them you played with one, and I played with the other, Oshina.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then I played with Chris Oakley.
Yeah,
Oakley actually went to my JUCO. He's one of my good friends growing up.
Yeah.
He's one of my good friends.
I was just about to say Lander sounded really.
I
knew somebody that went to Lander.
Bocino.
That's right.
And then you remember Oakley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where he was at too.
That's right.
He was like UNC, Tulane, the junior college in Tulane.
Yeah.
I got drafted by the Yankees in like the first round or something crazy like that.
Yeah, we played summer ball together in high school. So.
Y'all aren't from the same area though, right?
He's from Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we played for the South Florida Bandits though, so that's funny in itself.
That's crazy. That is wild.
Yeah.
Going from college to pro ball, so you don't get drafted.
No.
What was your mindset then after that last game at Aiken where you were like trying to figure out the next step? Like, are you waiting for a free agent call, or are you like, I'm trying to get it into indie ball, or did it just happen?
I was waiting for a free agent call, I didn't think it was gonna happen anyway. I didn't know anything about indie ball.
Yeah.
At all.
Which I feel like none of us did.
Yeah. I had no clue.
Like I knew about the Atlantic League and I knew about the Pecos League.
Yeah,
I only knew the Pecos from a friend that played it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I honestly only knew about the Atlantic League with the Long Island Ducks and actually the Can-Am with the Boulders are right by me too. So I had no idea until one of my teammates ended up playing in the USPBL for like a week. And that's how I found out about it. And then he got asked to go to the California Winter League, and he ended up not going. And he was like, "You want me to give you this guy's number, Justin Reschke?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And that's how that.
So that was your first footsteps into getting into pro ball.
Yeah.
Because the USPBL was pretty fresh during that year.
Yeah, I think that was probably like his second
year. I think it was his second year, 2017.
Now, did you have any workouts with like affiliate teams, or did you have anybody like come and contact you or anything like that?
I mean, we had scouts at every single game. We had an 8th rounder, and we had a 21st rounder, and I was talking to these guys pretty much like every weekend.
Right.
And we all were, because we were a powerhouse. So there was a lot of guys before me that were deserving to get drafted before I was, for sure, and that did it. So actually being one of the guys who played in the USPBL, he ridiculous year. 360, 14 home runs, 20 doubles, and 17 steals, and doesn't get picked up. So, I wasn't holding out really for a free agent contract or anything like that. But California Winter League.
So what? I want to hear your opinion on the California Winter League. I'll tell you mine afterwards. Because the California Winter League is what led me directly to Joe Torre. Now, obviously, I had some stops along the way.
Yeah.
A few free agent tryouts. And then, get in contact with Joe. He's like, hey, come down here.
Yeah.
But I want to hear your opinion on the California Winter League.
Not having to do anything with pro ball before, like that was obviously my first taste, so I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that it was going to be, being position player when you face pitching, I figured it was going to be you're going to get top and you're going to get bottom of the bottom. Yeah. So I had that expectation going in. I don't know. I got a good manager in Chris Newell.
Yeah.
So.
And y'all's team was good too.
Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't, I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
Because, before I even signed with him, he would ask me, text me to come out early work and if I wanted to hit with him one-on-one and stuff like that. So I had a pretty good experience. I had great roommates. It was obviously one of the most beautiful parts of the country I've ever seen. So I didn't mind it at all. I got signed in the first week, so after that it was just like I'm just out there playing. Yeah.
Which you were on the same team as my roommate, Trevor Achenbach.
Yeah.
I think y'all were playing middle together.
Yeah.
God, we had so much fun with him.
We actually had a bet.
Yes, the home run bet, bro. Can you tell the story, please?
Oh man,
Dude, I mean, the show. I've changed the rating from clean to explicit, so you can tell this story because I think this is what I'm thinking of. I think I know.
Yeah. Me and Trevor had a bet. Whoever hit the first home run, the loser has to go into the gay bar.
Because right out, we were staying like in a hotel or like a condo or something.
I don't know where.
And the street behind it, like literally, we walk out and go across the street.
All gay bars.
Yeah, just a straight gay bars. And then you go a little bit further down.
You're saying bars. Like, there's multiple bars.
Yes, multiple. And you go a little bit more down, and then that's where like the restaurants and the normal bars.
Okay.
Not normal, but
interesting spot.
Yeah, so literally across the street.
So the loser had to go into one of these bars and take his shirt off and dance on one of the tables.
This is a great bet.
So I think it was like the next day after I hit a ball into the parking lot on that turf field. And as I was rounding third, I was just screaming his name as he was standing in the dugout. And I gave him one chance to try and do it, and he couldn't do it. So that night we went to, I think it was called the Chill Bar.
There's that one right there on the corner.
Yeah, I walked in there. I even filmed it. Took off his shirt, got on the bar, started dancing. But there was a guy dancing there, getting tips. It wasn't like a strip club or anything, but he was in like a thong.
Oh man.
Getting tips. It kicked him off the stage because he said, "You're going to steal my customer." It was great.
Just a disclaimer for everyone listening. This show is not against gay people.
No, not at all.
Just the story was funny. The context of it was funny, and
man,
I wanted it to be shared.
Yeah, that was funny.
But yeah. Anyways, you roomed with one of my roommates. I think for the part of the country it was in, like Palm Springs, California, and like I said, like where we're at. Having access to so much, like all the shops and all that stuff, like it was nice. You're in a nice condo. Obviously, you're playing in the old Angels. I think it was Angels or Dodgers spring training stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's nice. Only thing I didn't like was like all the guys that are going to the Frontier was almost predetermined they're going to get released because they're only getting selected because they have to. Get selected, so like once they get there, that role that they may be taking is pretty much already filled. So it's like that was the one thing that kind of bothered me. Is like that's kind of shady. Like you're taking all these guys' money and like obviously you can make the team. You have a chance. It's not likely.
Yeah.
And because like my team, we won the championship.
Mm-hmm.
And I've told the story. Like this is the other thing that bothers me. It's like we won the championship. And we had one guy get signed, and then one guy that signed after the game.
Yeah.
And it was a pitcher that signed early, and he got released before, like right after the California Winter League ended.
Yeah.
It's like
actually, Newell was the one that kind of like warned me about taking one of those Frontier League contracts, because I was talking to Boots about Evansville and another team, and he was just like, "Listen, like these guys may not make the team, so like you're with me, you're gonna play, like you're gonna go through spring training. I don't care if you hit 0." So that was the deciding factor for me with signing with the USPBL there. So
yeah, that was the one thing I didn't like. Just I don't know. I feel like that was kind of shady, and you're kind of taking the guys' money,
Yeah.
But so you go to the USPBL. What was that experience like? Because I've heard great things about the USPBL, but like we were talking about today, like you only get to play like 3 games a week.
It was tough, especially for it's definitely a pitcher's league, as they say, because you're getting a lot of top end arms. Like you're pretty much seeing 90, 94 plus every day, and playing 3 times a week is tough. Every 5 days, pretty much, all these guys are going to be rested, and you're not seeing at bats.
It's hard to get a rhythm.
And what made it even tougher was we didn't get to practice on the field all the time. We were in this place called 2SP it was pretty much a hockey rink filled with turf facing arms with giant white walls all the way around, and dude, trying to face 95 in there is just like
good luck.
You're not gonna, if you can see it, awesome. If you hit it, you're like a god.
Yeah.
So so that was tough, but the fan experience was awesome. How many fans you get a game is great. They love you. Everybody has their team. Like, it's not like everybody's cheering for everybody. You know? It was cool. Nice dugouts, nice field.
What was your?
Yeah, because you were in the USPBL.
I was.
So y'all can talk about the USPBL.
So what was your favorite promotional night that they had? Fireworks night.
Actually, and we had July 4th jerseys, so I got to keep. Cool. I got to keep my American flag Beavers jersey.
Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that is pretty cool.
Did you get a frame?
I did.
That's
I'm waiting to put it up though because it's not completely.
It's cool that you mentioned Chris though, because when I first got up there, he was like one of the first guys that I met, and he like knew that I was one of Kloppy's guys and just like welcomed me to the league with open arms.
He's actually with the Mets now.
Yeah, I was just about to say I saw that he got promoted, which is awesome for him.
Yeah.
So, but I remember when I got called up. And I think the first day I got there, the first jersey that was in the locker was the orange and blue Flintstone jersey. And I was just like, oh, wow, this is different. Like, yabba dabba do, I guess. But
the team's uniforms were awesome, dude.
Awesome. But yeah, no, like you said, the fan experience there, that's pretty awesome. You know, because they don't sell out every night, but those stands are pretty packed.
Yeah.
You know, so. Yeah. And then the fireworks, that was a good night. I remember, I think it was like the first fireworks night that we had a game with. And obviously, I had no idea what was going on during the national anthem. I'm jumping because next thing you know, the fireworks are shooting off out in the outfield, and I completely forgot it was fireworks night. So
Thirsty Thursdays are fun too. So
I bet it's wild. I bet it's nice and rowdy. That's how Quebec was, man. We played in Quebec on a Friday night. And in left field, they had this like beer garden. It's probably about 30 yards.
Oh yeah, I played in Quebec on the tour last year.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. We played there on a Friday night, and we're warming up, and it's shoulder to shoulder in there, and they're yelling at us. They're all yelling in French, so you can't understand them. But
quoi?
Yeah, you should know some good French by now.
I don't though.
What was that?
I'm wrong. It's wrong.
It's wrong.
What's that when you were saying yesterday? I don't know French.
I don't know. What if that's wrong too?
I don't know. I speak English and French. Come on. Throw it out there. Let's see.
Mon français, c'est pas très bon.
That's it.
My French is not very good.
That's pretty impressive. But
I think it is if it's right.
Don't they set you guys up with like a pretty nice like indoor like weight room and stuff like that though?
Yeah, that's in 2SP there's the weight room.
Oh, it's all in one place.
Yeah, it's all it's pretty sick because then they have cages inside too upstairs.
Yeah, I was just about to say because it used to be like you said it was a hockey a hockey facility. Right. So they had the rink downstairs and then upstairs they actually had like it wasn't ice but they had some kind of artificial thing up there to where you could pretend like you were on ice and still like work on slap shots and stuff. But yeah, it was like the rink was on one side.
In the corner.
Yeah, up in the top corner. But it was like the rink was on one side, and then as soon as you walk in through the doors to the right was the weight room. And it was a decent sized weight room. I mean, you had all the Olympic stuff in there. And then upstairs you had, I want to say there was like 4 tunnels, something like that.
Yeah, there's 4 cages, and then they had the 2 mounds behind that.
Yep.
That's a pretty big place.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
And then they had like 3 half cages on the other side.
Yeah. And then they had a jump house downstairs.
Yeah.
It was like an arcade and then a jump house all built into this place too.
This place sounds incredible.
Did you?
Can we go there now?
Got a few hours, yeah.
Did you play with the Dobinet guy from the Twins? Was he there with you, or was that the year before?
Randy?
Yeah.
Oh, Dobnak? Yeah. I actually I played summer ball with him in college.
Oh, you didn't play with him in USPBL though?
No.
He was with the Unicorns, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I played in the Coastal Plains League with him in college.
Dude, I wanted to get in that league so bad when I was in college.
Edenton Steamers, baby.
How was it?
It was the best experience I've ever had playing summer baseball.
Yeah. I got to play in the TCL. I was coming off a knee injury and I was rehabbing, so I played for like a month. And I mean, it was nice. It's all Texas, it's Louisiana, and that's like the Brazos Valley Bombers, so like the #1 collegiate team. It's like it was sick being able to do that, but like the years before, the Coastal Plains that I was trying to get in, I could never get into it.
TCL was pretty well known though, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
like
TCL was a big league, but I played on the Woodlands team.
Okay.
Which in the past they had not been very good. In my year, like we weren't very good either.
Was there a team in Grand Prairie?
No.
No.
There was.
I'm thinking of something else then.
There's one in Marshall. No, McKinney Marshall.
That's what it is. Because I had a college teammate from Texas, and he went to McKinney High School. So that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
So that's right there in the same place. I guess the nice thing about the USPBL though is you don't have to worry about traveling or any bus trips or any of that. Like, 'cause I know you were in the Empire this past year. What was the travel like in the Empire compared to USPBL? Because I mean, like for us, we've all done the Pecos season.
Yeah.
I know there ain't no travel like the Pecos.
The Empire wasn't that bad on travel, honestly. Unless you went to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Because you have to pay your way to Puerto Rico. They hook you up with housing there, but you have to pay for your flight and everything to Puerto Rico. We travel 7 hours from where I played in Saranac Lake, New York. It was like 7 hours to New Hampshire, an hour to Plattsburgh, and that was really the furthest travel. But we played at these places. We played like 7-game series against these teams.
Yeah, so
we were there for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't like we were driving one day and then having to go back the next. But I think the toughest part of the season was when we formed that Can-Am team.
Yeah.
And then we had to drive. We played a game, then had to drive to Jersey for the next day to play a doubleheader against Sussex, and then drive back up that night to play the next day.
Jeez,
that was the toughest one. Yeah,
and that was recently new. That was new this past year, right?
Yeah,
when they formed that.
Yeah,
because I remember hearing about it, and people were just kind of like that.
It was cool.
See, I thought y'all were doing what the Pecos did, and y'all were doing a whole series against everybody.
That would have been cool. I would have loved that.
I didn't realize it was just Sussex.
Yeah, it was just Sussex. I think they were supposed to get games against other people, but I don't think anybody.
When we went up there, we did all the Canada teams, and then they were, because the Cuba team was there too.
Yeah.
So then they were going to flip. Cuba was going to go to Canada, and we were going to play the American teams. And then Cuba bailed, and they sent 2 Pecos teams up there. It's like he was there for 18 days.
Yeah.
The Salina and the Hollywood Stars.
Yeah.
Now, how far away was where you played from, where you are in the Bronx, or from your hometown?
It's about 7 hours.
7 hours. Okay.
Yeah, not too bad. But it wasn't bad at all. Yeah, it was a straight drive. Saranac Lake is upstate New York is gorgeous.
Yeah, I was just about to say I've heard.
The Adirondack Mountains.
That's the team
there.
that used to be the old Orchard team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say I've heard nothing but good things about upstate New York.
Yeah, Saranac Lake is literally right next to Lake Placid, so they have all the old Olympic ski jumps and all that stuff, the Olympic centers and stuff like that. So it's very touristy in the summertime. So I think we had 500 fans at our first game.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So they put another team in a neighboring town. Now they added the team in Georgia. The Georgia Rhinos.
Yeah, I guess they're adding them this year.
They had 2 Puerto Rico teams. They took one away, and then they took away a New York Bucks, and then they added another New York team right next to Saranac Lake, and then they added the Georgia Rhinos.
Starting to build up on the East Coast here, huh?
Actually, Tim Raines Jr. is the head coach.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But how short is the season though? Because I very short.
Very.
Yeah, because I was about to say because in the
Seriously.
Pecos we start a month later than everybody else, and
but we play every day for 80 days.
we play every day, including double headers.
The only way to get into the Empire really is you have to go to the tryout.
Yeah,
and it's a week. It's I think a week.
Don't they count that as their spring training too?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And you do that for a week in Delaware at this place called Sports at the Beach, and then It's from June to August, and that's it. But the best thing about playing in that, and the reason why I wanted to play in that, is that they get their guys signed to all those local.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Can-Am, Atlantic League teams.
Yeah, I was about to say. I remember seeing a lot of transactions last year from people from the Empire, like this guy signed in the Atlantic, and it's like, because they're right there.
Because they don't want those teams. They don't have to worry about guys traveling 8 hours instead of 2 hours.
That was the biggest thing last year when I got released from Florence. It was go to Garden, where you're already halfway to.
Yeah.
All the frontier teams versus being in California in the Pacific, where you got to get a flight.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm in Garden, like I can make it somewhere in a day or 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So now you've been with Joe now these last 2 years, right? 2 years?
Just one.
Just one? You were down here last year, though?
That was the start.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because so I met Joe in the California.
Yeah, he was there. Because he was on Pelp's team. I remember that.
Because I signed, I wasn't trying to hear him. He was very loud.
Yeah. Joe Torre.
Obnoxious.
Joe Torre.
So I was just like, who is this asshole? You know? And I tell him this all the time. I was like, I really had no intention of ever seeing you again after the California Winter League. And then I got released, and then, I just saw the commitment. I actually saw like what he was putting forth, like coming to fruition for a lot of guys.
Yep.
And the philosophy. I know his philosophy isn't what a lot of people like, but it's real.
Yeah.
It's not bullshit. It's not that nobody's cookie cutting anything. Nobody is feeding you shit. They're actually like he's doing what he can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With what he's got.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
which is most of the time not a lot.
Yeah.
And that's literally the podcast that we recorded before this one. That's what we were talking about, because I was explaining what we're down here doing. And Joe, I was like, I said the same thing. From all the people I've met through tryouts in California Winter League, Joe's been the only one that's been a straight shooter.
Yeah.
And he's going to tell you how it is. He's going to tell you what your options are.
Yeah.
And he's going to do his best to vouch for you and get you there.
Yeah.
And then he has the connections to be able to do that. And like you said,
100%.
he has the track record to help you to prove that he can live up to his word.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the reason I decided to get with him last year and came back this year, just because it was like like the same way, I see the proof in the pudding.
Yeah.
And I was tired of being told, like, yeah, we like you, just do this and that, and we'll sign you. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You're telling that to 30 other dudes. Like, I'm not the only one you're saying that to.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not stupid, But yeah, I like Joe. If you're not real with yourself, he'll be real for you.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, you got to be able to look in the mirror and have a true evaluation of who you are.
If you can't be real with yourself, he will let you know who you are.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I mean, you've loved your experience with Joe. I know you did the Road Warrior tour last year. How was that?
That was awesome because I know I didn't really play much.
Yeah.
But he asked me to go to the Atlantic League games and those Can-Am games just to see what it was like and see if that's something I really wanted to do, or if I would just want it to be like, playing in the Pecos and the Empire League, or just see what these arms are about and everything. And I got one at bat in Southern Maryland against Matt Latos. I got one at bat against that closer from Lancaster. I can't remember.
I think it's lefty, Matt Marksberry. Like we're friends on Instagram, so I want to get him on the show.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Walked me, but it's still gross. And I got to play a full game against Quebec.
Yeah, Quebec.
And actually, I got to play against what's the other team that got folded from the Can-Am?
Oh yeah, Ottawa.
I got to play against.
I didn't even know y'all played them.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, their stadium was the old AAA stadium for the Expos.
Yeah,
it's freaking nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
How was it facing Latos though?
The last time I saw Matt Latos before that, I was playing summer ball down here. I think it was like my sophomore year of college, and he was like 85.
So he was with the Marlins, right?
Yeah. So when I got up against him, I was like, okay, 85, right? 85, 87 tops, maybe an 89, 90.
Yeah.
It's like I could deal with that. First pitch was 94. I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Fouled one off and worked it to full count. I'll give myself credit for that. And then he struck me out on a slider. And I was like, come on, man, you throw 94. I'm freaking.
Thanks for the bat here.
Just throw me a fastball.
Yeah,
man.
give
Come
me a
on,
chance.
just give me something.
Give me a chance. So what? Now that you've gone through, college and 2 years of pro ball, including winter ball, what are some of the adversities you've gone through that you've had to learn to make yourself a better baseball player?
I've always been somebody who overworked.
You put a lot of pressure on yourself?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, my body took a toll, especially last year, man. When I came here last year, I did not play well. I was out of shape. When I thought I was in shape, I tried to put on weight and try to put on a lot of muscle. I put on too much.
Yeah.
And
it
definitely took it. I still, what's funny? I still ran well, but I just couldn't sustain it. I was huffing and puffing, but I would still run fast. So it was okay for the Empire League because we didn't play much. We didn't play long, but just taking care of my body.
Yeah, I was about to say when I saw you the first day, I was like, "Good Lord, Skylar got a new set of legs on him."
He's always had them legs. He had them legs last year. They just keep getting bigger.
Yeah,
now I just don't have new pants. I just don't have the stomach to match, so it looks bigger now. So
me and you both, brother.
So in saying that, what do you think has been some of the keys to being able to stay healthy during the season for you, or to get in better shape? What have you done?
Stretching.
Really?
Stretching.
Yoga or just
just stretching. I get one of those purple. I have a purple band.
Yeah.
I'll do my hamstrings. The biggest thing for me that I do every single day, even when I'm not playing, it doesn't matter. I take a shower in the morning, a hot shower, and I stretch in the shower. Because when you have that hot water running down your legs, it helps everything stretch. Yes. That was one of the biggest changes for me.
I'm going to start trying that.
Yep, I'm beating you tomorrow morning,
seriously,
man.
It'll change your life, especially when that water's running down your hamstrings. You'll feel like brand new. Feel like you're running 6'2".
Now, do you wash or you just get in the shower?
I just get in the shower. just a little body shower. Nothing too extra.
No, I've heard of people doing this one though. So they'll get in the shower, they'll throw it on as hot as they can, and then they'll throw it on as cold as they can.
See, I've only heard cold showers.
Yeah, cold showers work. I go cold, really cold to start.
Yeah.
Just to wake myself up, and then I'll go hot and do my stretch.
Did you ever get into any launch angle stuff, or did you always kind of stay true to yourself? And tell me what you learned from the whole launch angle stuff and what your results from it were.
It was so bad.
Yeah?
It was terrible.
When did you start doing it?
Last year. I didn't do it in the California Winter League, and I hit well.
And you hit 430.
I just did what I did. And then last year I just tried to hit home runs. I tried to be somebody that I wasn't. Because I was a little bigger, I put on some weight.
So I was
just like, okay, the ball's coming off harder, so let me try to get this ball in the air more. When I came here, I was 2 for 11 with 7 Ks. So, and then I went to the Empire League season. I couldn't even hit that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I hit well the first weekend, and I walked a lot, a lot.
Yeah.
And I was just missing my pitches because I was trying to get too steep.
Yep.
So I ended up hitting 190 with 38 walks. I had a 5-something on base percentage.
That's
so It wasn't all bad. So I was still seeing pitches, but the pitches
base.
that I was getting to hit, I was not hitting.
Yeah.
I was just getting under them.
You're getting them cookies, seeing fat pitches, and you're just like, oh, here we go, and then
exactly.
And that's. I mean, I agree. I think the whole launch angle stuff is ridiculous. My biggest problem is the way that they're measuring the analytics. If you measure guys from 20, 30 years ago, they have the same numbers.
Yeah.
I would put my whole life on it.
Yeah.
The only difference is now they're measuring it and putting it out to the public, and all these people hear this launch angle and exit velocity and all this stuff, and my problem is they don't explain how they're getting these results.
Yeah.
They just show you those numbers, and you have these youth coaches that are like, "Little Johnny, you weigh 95 pounds, dip your back shoulder and swing up."
They make everybody think that they can hit home runs.
Yes,
and
it's
that's
like,
the problem.
no, like,
and I fell into that myself. I'm not,
I
can't lie about that.
You can try to develop more power. Don't try to become a 30 home run, 15 home run hitter, because that's not us.
Exactly. That goes along with being honest with yourself and who you are as a ball player.
If little Johnny's hitting 30 home runs, he's going to be something big later in life.
He's going to be big Johnny.
But I mean, my point though is that kid is not a home run hitter. If you have that kid that's bigger than everyone else when they're younger, then you can try to teach him how to lift the ball. But also, it's not dip your back shoulder and swing up, which is like
no, I agree.
There's a path to it. And that's what I hate. That drives me nuts. And then there's a lot of credible people on social media, but you also have some guys that just go on there and try to make a name for themselves or whatever, and they're doing just these wildest drills, and it's keep it. All you gotta do is keep it simple. You start overthinking things. That's why these kids can't develop, because then they get in the box and they're like, my wrist has to go this way. I got to swing at this angle and do. It's like, no, man, just get in there, compete.
But then you're not worrying about the pitch. Everybody's concerned about the swing, but you still got to hit the ball.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
So, nobody cares about what happens anymore. It's all about, how is my launch angle? How is it? It's like you said, get in there, compete. Just put a barrel on the ball, because at the end of the day, once you get the bat to the ball and the ball leaves the bat, it's out of your hands.
You got to control. You can control. You control putting the best swing on the ball, the most efficient swing on the ball, and then from there, you may hit it 500 feet, you may hit a driller to the pitcher. You can't determine that. All you can determine is putting on your best swing on the ball.
So I want to say the biggest things that I've done though this year, I would say, is I've really tried to keep my swing tighter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I have a tendency of getting long. I have a tendency of
that
getting
ball you popped up to right today.
Under.
I can see it from first base. You did a lot what I do. You go straight out. Or you went straight out.
Yeah.
And you kind of
missed it. And then approach, like we were talking about the other day, with not swinging at any off speeds until I get me hitting it at the top of the lineup. Not swinging at any off speeds until I get to 2 strikes.
Yeah. And hit that fat pitch while you can.
And that's the other thing is pitchers being able to know you, because top of the lineup, you're going to be fed fastballs more than anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they're trying to get ahead and get that, start off the game with that out, which is what we were talking about. And that's so crucial too for guys listening. Don't just go in the dugout and just BS about random stuff. Talk baseball.
Yeah.
Pick other guys' brains and learn from them and what they're doing. Just the other day, you sent me this video of infield drills. Yeah. And I told you, I need that so much. It's let's do them tomorrow. So it's guys, talk to your teammates as much as you can and pick their brains and see what they're thinking. Which I like that you said that, because I was going to ask you what your biggest development as a hitter has been. So you kind of touched on that for me. So I know you were talking about stretching to be more limber because you put on weight last year. Is there a difference between your off-season lifting program and your in-season lifting program, or what does that look like for you as far as your strength training?
Well, in the off season, obviously we're not getting outdoors much. So I do have a personal trainer, and he's tailored to, making specific workouts for what everybody wants to do. He's pretty much the trainer for all the affiliated guys from New York City.
Yeah.
So I get to train with some high-level athletes every single day. So
and those are guys that are going to push you because they're already there.
Exactly.
And they're steps away
It's funny because they're all younger than me, too. So
yeah. That really puts things in perspective.
100%, yeah. Because these guys are like my brother's age, and they're like my brother, and they played against my brother and stuff like that. So it's cool to see, because they still, it's funny, they're an affiliated bowl, but they would still ask me about stuff pertaining to baseball.
Trying to learn from you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which
I do the same for them.
It's understandable because it's 2 different grinds.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say you're playing 2 different caliber of players, but you're playing 2 different types of players.
Yeah.
Because you have the guys that, this is not a knock on affiliated guys, but you kind of have the guys that they're there, so it's just I'm here kind of mentality. Whereas with us, it's our contract's second to second. Like we're all hungry. We're all trying to take everyone else's job. So it's like there's almost like a different approach and mindset to it.
It's funny because like when we train together, we have a hitting coach that comes in because one of the guys we train with, Josh Palacios, he's probably gonna be in the bigs with the Blue Jays this year as an outfielder. He's been in spring training, big league camp with them this whole time. His brother trains, and they have the Blue Jays hitting coordinator come in, and we all hit with him. Me.
I think I follow that guy on Instagram.
Yeah.
I think he's
do damage hitting.
Yeah. I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah. Hunter, man, shout out to him. He's awesome, and they all wonder why. Like it feels good for me for them to wonder why I'm not an affiliated ball because that means I'm doing something right.
You're on the right path.
I just need to put it together.
And that's we were talking about that today too. It's all about being the right place, the right time, in front of the right person.
Yeah,
and that's literally the difference in your career.
But another guy we have that trains with us, Quentin Holmes, second rounder to the Indians.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say that name.
Ran a 6.160 at a Perfect Game Showcase.
That's insane.
And he is one of the most humble guys I've ever met. One of the most humble guys I've ever met. And he's the same age as my brother, and they played in an all-star game in Yankee Stadium the day of the draft. He had a ground ball to second base and
beat it out.
Straight up busted it down the line. He didn't beat it out, but he ran like a 3.8 down the line, 3.7, 3.8 down the line. He was moving. The day he knew he was gonna go in the top 2 rounds.
And he's still
busted.
And to train with guys like that is awesome because they're not slacking just because they're there, just because he was a second rounder. He's still gonna work his ass off because he's not. He knows he's not there yet.
Yeah. And they're setting the example.
Exactly.
And they're setting the tone of the workout too.
Exactly.
Where they're not gonna let you slack.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they're like I said, you're all gonna push each other.
Yeah.
So, how different is your in-season stuff from out of season? Does your personal trainer? Do you still stay in touch with him and like get programs, or is it just all on your own?
I mean, I'm very close with my personal trainer, CJ. He, if you ask for something, he'll send it to you. I mean, but at this point, at this age, I know what I need to do at this point.
Start learning your body.
Yeah, like I'm not one to be in the gym every single day, because then that'll take an intense toll on my body.
Yeah. From
playing every day and running every day and all that stuff. So I just try to keep it as light as possible.
And that's where the stretching comes in.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to help you recover.
Exactly.
Before we go into these quick fire questions, we will get a little bit of Astros talk in.
Here we go.
So from the Yankee fan, from the Bronx, let's hear it.
Judge is the
MVP. Rip them.
Judge is the MVP.
27 rings.
27 rings. There should have been 28, probably 28, 29, and 30. But, it is what it is.
No, because y'all couldn't get past Boston. Y'all couldn't get past Boston.
Oh, they were cheating too. So
it's already come out.
Not to get into that, but
it's already come out. It's already come out that they were not using trash cans. They're cheating. They were using the video room. Just wait till the report comes out.
Apple Watches. I don't know.
That's why the Red Sox are the MLB still digging on the Red Sox. Exactly. Yeah, the Apple Watch. The Yankees were doing it too.
Not proven.
And Beltran was with the Yankees before he went to the Astros.
You know what? I'm Puerto Rican, and Puerto Ricans have really taken it hard this offseason. So, I'm getting both ends of the spectrum here, Like, it's satisfying to see these guys not get what they deserve, because obviously they haven't gotten what they deserve. But guys get in trouble, and then, the Puerto Ricans get in trouble. So, damn. Giving us a bad name here.
Bringing culture into this podcast.
2 hits in 1 year. It's tough. It's tough.
But I mean, for real though, it has already been said that the Red Sox cheated. They did cheat, but it was in a different way. It was basically the same way everyone else is cheating. They went in the video room and were decoding signs. They didn't get caught for the Apple Watch thing, but like the MLB's still digging because they have nothing on the Red Sox. Yeah. I actually heard this on Starting Nine. I thought it was a great point. You don't hear players saying, give me back the Red Sox rings. They're saying, give me back the Astros ring.
Yeah.
And I think, or what their theory was, is that these players know that they're cheating in the same way. So if they start calling out the Red Sox, then it's like, well, we can dig on
ratting
you.
on ourselves.
We're ratting on ourselves.
Yeah, so back each other.
It was like with PJ, because you were there when PJ was talking about the cheating today, right? Yeah. And so he was saying it's worse than steroids.
Yeah,
because if you know what's coming, like you can be on steroids, and if you don't know what's coming, you still got to figure out what's coming and what's.
Like Barry Bonds was not great because of steroids. He was great because
he was great before steroids.
He was great because he was Barry Bonds.
Yeah. I was just about to use Barry Bonds.
He had 3 MVPs before he even took steroids, and he only took steroids to get on the same level as his competition and secure a contract.
Yeah.
Because McGuire and Sosa were juiced up.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's still got to be able to put barrel on ball.
Exactly.
It's all hand-eye coordination.
If you know what's coming.
Especially at that level with that stuff.
There was
that team. Yeah. With the guys that you have in your lineup to begin with, that don't need to know what's coming. Bregman, Altuve, even Correa. I know he's been struggling, but that's not someone you have to slack on. You know what I mean? It's not someone you slack on, regardless of what he's hitting.
Yeah, who was it that said? I think it was Alex Wood. It was somebody from the Dodgers. They were like, I would much rather face somebody on steroids than face somebody that knew what pitch was coming.
I think it was Alex Wood. See, like we were talking last night, I personally, I don't like knowing what's pitch is coming. Dude. Like, I'd rather either guess, like, off tendencies or
get too jumpy.
Yeah. And that's the thing that, like, PJ was saying is, like, you know, you can have a heyday knowing what's coming, but at the same time, okay, you don't know exactly where it's going to be at the same time. Like, you know what's coming, you can get that foot.
Right.
But that's the thing. But for them, you know, they knew what was coming. Because they were able to depict what the signs were.
Did you hear about the Excel sheet where they were keeping tabs on all the sequences? And you didn't hear about that?
I didn't hear anything.
You got to go read. I'm not going to comment on it because I don't know the whole details, but I know it was something about... someone close to Luno, the general manager, was keeping tabs through an Excel sheet, and it was called Code Breakers.
Oh, I did hear about that.
They were documenting everything, to check out the sequences and pitches. Like that, like when you have an operation like that, that's cheating. Like that's just you're knowingly breaking the rules to try and get an advantage.
Yeah, 100%.
I just want to know when the sequel to Astro Ball is coming out.
What's that?
The book that they came out with.
Oh, is that
about how they won the World Series?
Yeah.
Astro Ball too.
The
camera.
I saw someone today at the Cardinals Astros spring training.
Yeah, I saw that
wearing
video
the Asterix jersey. He had put risk over the end of Astros.
I thought it was funny that when people were bringing signs to the games and they were getting taken away, and
the Astros
people were commenting saying they haven't learned their lesson of stealing signs and stuff like that.
There was some minor leaguer that said, "God, now they're stealing fan signs still."
So do you think the punishment fits the crime? Or what?
Not at all.
What do you think should happen?
This player should get suspended.
I said the exact same thing.
A-Rod commented on it. I saw he said something like he served the longest suspension in MLB history. And he said he deserved it.
Yeah.
Own up to what you did. Take your suspension. Move on, and then play.
That's what we talked about last night. That AJ Hinch interview that came out where he beat around the bush on every question he was asked.
And I think that's the most frustrating about this whole thing is no one is straight to the point. Like
no one's owning up to it.
Yeah, nobody's owning up to it, but we haven't gotten a straight answer. Like
even the Nationals GM, he said if they would come out and say we cheated, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I would believe that or accept that.
Yeah, absolutely, but like the whole Carlos Correa interviews that he's been having, how it's like, he had a new tattoo.
Another Puerto Rican dude, just killing my vibe, man. Now I have to save it. Now we have to save it with Javi Baez and Lindor. As long as they stay okay, I'll be okay.
I'm sorry, but no, I mean that's the thing is like no one's straight to the point. Like the interview with Carlos Correa, he's saying, "Oh well, Altuve had a new tattoo." Come on, and then it was something else after that, like adding on to it. It's just like, quit.
I do have to comment on that though.
I heard he did have a tattoo.
No, he does have a tattoo, but if you watch the video as well, he doesn't go straight in the dugout. He actually stands around the field and celebrates, hugs somebody, and then he goes in the dugout and changes his shirt.
Yeah, people were reaching at that.
Yeah, they were reaching.
Really trying to throw them under the bus.
I have no bias in this being from Houston because I'm a Red Sox fan, and I try to be as middle ground as I can. But I mean, they cheated 100%, and But I do think like that video, like you said, there was a stretch on that.
Yeah, whether he had a wire or not, it's just like that just goes with the whole point. Like no one's being straight to the point.
Yeah.
Just come out with it. Just say it.
That's all. That's all I want to hear.
That's all we want.
How who came up with it? Just the whole process.
Just come out with it. Say, hey, this is what we did. We're sorry. Cool, Manfred, your turn.
And with Correa saying, like defending Altuve, and Altuve pretty much saying like, oh, I didn't use it. He deserved the MVP. Not really, because the way guys pitch to you
is different for how
is the same way that the pitch to the guys before him. If you got guys on base who know what's coming, who knew what were coming, and they're on base because of it, everything's gonna be boosted. Exactly. It doesn't matter if you used it or not.
Exactly, and that's
of course you still hit. You still got to hit. You hit great, but if those guys aren't on, it's gonna be a whole different story.
Right.
And I think the judge gets the MVP at the point.
And I think we talked about it last night. I know we talked about it with PJ today. It was the video Tim Verducci came out with. But it was back to whatever game that Clayton Kershaw pitched against the Astros.
Right.
There was 50-some breaking balls that he threw, and not one of them was a swing and miss. Now, during the regular season against any other team, how many times did he throw a breaking ball that, he's got the nastiest curveball in the game?
He's swinging and missing right now.
Exactly. Exactly. I was about to say, dude.
That visualization.
Yeah, I'm going up there, and I see one curveball. I'm probably just saying thanks for the opportunity and walking back to the dugout. You know what I mean? There ain't no way I'm touching that thing. But to have that many pitches that they took without swinging at it, knowing that it's coming, like, come on now. There's just no way.
I'm just interested to see how the season plays out. And,
I'm excited for it.
All the retaliation is going to come. They're saying that when they go to Yankee Stadium, they're going to need a riot squad.
100%.
So bad.
Absolutely. I'm excited. To go to the game.
Are you going to go to the game?
I'm going to go to the game.
It's in September.
I'll be there.
Do you guys? I forget. I think it's a Yankees minor league team. They have a trash can night. They're giving away like little tiny trash cans.
The Astros affiliated minor league team.
It's probably a New York Penn League, honestly.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think so.
I think they're.
It's Staten Island Yankees.
Yeah,
yep,
I think
that's exactly
what it is. Yeah, that's
like.
To be interesting.
That's gonna be wild.
I'm excited just to see how it all plays out. The sad thing is without signs, like sign stealing, like even this year, everyone's saying they're gonna regress because of all this. Like they still have the team.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they're loaded.
Yeah, but I think all the outside noise is gonna play into how they play on the field, 100%. And it's gonna suck.
100%.
I loved seeing Trevor Bauer.
Yeah,
showing his pitches today or yesterday in spring training.
He's making baseball.
I'm so glad he's a Red. My goodness.
What else? And when they were playing the Mets the other day, the Astros, when somebody yelled out curveball.
Yeah, they did that today.
Threw a fastball to Springer, and he took it for strike.
What'd you see? I think it was. I think it was a Mets. I think it was. No, it was at the Cardinals spring training game that they played. Somebody was screaming to Altuve if he was going to give the MVP to Judge and all that. And
did he respond to it?
Yeah, he did. It was hard to hear what he said, obviously, but I mean the guy was able to get a response out of him. It was just like, my gosh,
sensitive. They're gonna be real sensitive this year, especially Bregman. I feel like.
I'm just waiting for the first brawl, like. Because the thing is, it's like how long can they keep it in and bottled up before one of them just snaps?
Well, and that was
they can't react to getting hit. Like they know they're wrong, they have to wear it. But how long is it going to take before someone's just like, licks?
Well, and that's what we were talking about today with PJ. It was just like, why is Manfred protecting him? And he's like, well, he has to, because if not, it'd be freaking open season on these guys.
Some of them are still the face of the game too, or some faces of the game.
Yeah.
But still, like, he can't protect. He's gonna try to protect him by suspending pitchers, like we talked about. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't take away one guy.
Yeah.
You can't take away one guy's money and not take away these others who, when they cheated, and this guy's trying to police the game. Like, it don't work like that. Yeah. And that's gonna create.
If you can't police the game as a commissioner, then the game's gonna have to police itself.
Exactly. But now, real quick before we end the show, get into the quick fire round. I'm just going to ask you questions. Just if y'all want to come up with any of y'all's own, go for it. But got about like 15 or so here. Just Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. 15 questions. Give or take.
Favorite cleats?
Adidas Afterburner.
Okay.
Those black and gold ones you're wearing?
Yeah.
Was 14 karat or no?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Can't hide money.
Favorite glove?
My A2K.
Seeds or gum?
Ooh, seeds.
Yeah, what flavor?
Caramel, salted caramel.
What?
From Spitz.
What?
Salted caramel from
That
Spitz.
was not. I
Man.
was not expecting that one.
He
That's
said,
right field.
Well, did you see him come out of right field the other day? I was a freaking hose piece. My God.
He's still
I'm sure you can find my arm out there.
You can find yours in the mouth.
Holding my hand. They're out there somewhere.
High pants or low pants?
Ooh.
Tight pants.
Man.
Really?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
tight.
yeah. Tweeners.
Wieners?
Tweeners, man.
A little old school.
Favorite uniform in the MLB? It could be home, away, alternate, retro.
I would have to go.
It's probably gonna be something to do with the Yankees.
No.
Why? They've had the
St.
same
Louis
uniform.
Cardinals powder blue.
Oh
Yes,
yes,
yes.
the new ones. The new ones
Those
too
are-
are fresh.
Hang on a second. You were going to say it was probably Yankees. They've had the same uniform since the
I
beginning
I
of
do love pinstripes.
The
I do love
pinstripes
pinstripes.
are
It's
classic. The
classic.
Yankees
Legendary.
pinstripes are classic though.
Well, yeah.
They like the White Sox.
But
you
you
know
know
what
what
I like
you
how
get.
they. I like how they look with the Nike symbol on them too. I think
You do
it's-
like that?
Yeah, I
don't
do
like it.
because it gives it a real modern look. It's not. I've always liked. I do like the majestic stuff. I've always
Majestic
liked. I think
feels
it's
great.
awesome.
Yo, Majestic,
But Nike,
Majestic
I think
pants
the
are
Nike
all on sale
looks
now
cool.
too.
I know.
It's freaking nice.
Use promo code Carson Lee.
I don't have any promos for Majestic. Majestic, if you want to reach out, slide in the DMs. Favorite batting glove?
What's the pair that you wear now?
Spiders.
Yeah. How are those?
Those are. They were different. But like one of the guys I train with, he gets spiders. So he traded me a pair of spiders for a pair of shorts. So those have been awesome because I don't have to use pine tar because they have football glove like on the thing. So I guess either those or I would say just classic Franklins.
You can never go wrong with Franklin's.
Yeah.
I think we get a Franklin shout out on every show. Hitting with sunglasses on or no during the day?
No.
C flap or no C flap?
No C flat.
Lizard skin or pine tar? You kind of
Lizard skin.
My man.
helmet pine tar or no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
swaggy.
swag, yeah.
What is your favorite 2-0 pitch?
Fastball.
Anything.
Middle in.
Anything down the
I
middle.
mean, it's a pretty classic game.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna get. What pitch is your weakness?
Ooh, wow. Fastball up.
Yeah, you go chasing.
Yeah.
See, for me,
my eyes get too big.
bro, when it's way up.
Oh no, way up is no, but like I'm thinking
Yeah,
like
it's that
letters.
Like letters.
It's that one like Skylar gave me yesterday,
Yeah.
bro. When it's like right there and it's like it looks good, but as it gets to it keeps rising.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like those.
Alright, so fastball out. That's good enough. Jot that down.
He's on our team.
I'll jot that down.
He's on our team.
I know he ain't gonna stay there forever. So.
That's true.
We'll put that in the book.
That's true with the way things have been going lately.
Yeah.
Favorite hitting drill?
One-handed bat.
I was about to say, I noticed you bring the shorter bat today.
Short.
What do you
one-handed
try
bat.
focusing on whenever you do that?
Just staying tight.
Just staying tight.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
there's
you're
actually
not-
another drill I like to do is when stride out and hit from here and stay short as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Almost like loading that back hip
yeah.
and throw the hands.
Exactly.
Favorite player, I guess, growing up or right now?
It's got to be a Yankee.
Nope.
Yeah,
Oh.
Nope. Not Derek Jeter. I never really liked him, to be honest. I do love somebody who idolized Derek Jeter and Troy Tulowitzki.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that was a good one.
Classic Tula in Colorado.
Now let me ask, I got a good one here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was an argument that has been made with a couple buddies of mine back home.
Mm-hmm.
If Derek Jeter was not a Yankee, do you think he would have the clout that he has today, and would he have been a Hall of Famer?
He wouldn't have the clout, but I think he would be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he still had 3,000 hits as one of the best shortstops. I mean,
people downgrade his defensive ability, but he's got Gold Gloves to prove it.
Yeah.
So, actually, my favorite player of all time is somebody I've never even seen play ever, Joe DiMaggio.
There you go.
See, mine's Ted Williams. Like, I always say, like, if I could go back to one moment, I would actually, the whole moment would be the season he hit 406.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to witness that in person. Especially, like, the last game, like, to know that you're going to have 3 or whatever hits and he goes, like, 5 for 6 or, like, 4 for 6.
It's like Joe's 56-game hitting streak. Like,
it's literally during the exact same time.
Which would be wild. And what's funny, he went, after he got out, he went on another 30-something game hitting streak after that. That's wild to me.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Well, like, so during the hitting streak, Ted Williams actually had a better numbers.
I heard.
Than
Yeah,
Joe DiMaggio.
I did read that. That's wild. Yeah, I actually heard that they were supposed to be traded for each other.
God, can you imagine? That's
Ted Williams as a Yankee.
Give up Babe
Joe
Ruth
DiMaggio.
and Ted Williams? Gosh. Freaking.
I mean, getting Joe DiMaggio is no, like...
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
I mean, Ted Williams, man.
No,
and
no,
to trade
100%.
Babe Ruth, too, just
that's
30 years before, like...
It's kind of like how they just traded Mookie Betts.
Yeah, that's going to bite them in the ass.
I mean, I love Verdugo. I think he's a great pickup for you guys, but
he's
not Mookie yet.
Yeah, exactly.
That's for sure.
Mookie is a one of a generation,
Yeah.
especially to come through your system like that. Like, it just doesn't happen. Favorite big league stadium?
Besides Yankee Stadium.
Not Yankee Stadium.
You went to the old Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. The old Yankee Stadium is different.
That's the one place.
It's
like,
different.
Because me and my dad said we're gonna go to all 30.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to go to old Yankee Stadium just because I was young.
Yeah.
And you never think they're gonna tear down Yankee Stadium. And we never got to go, and that's the one place I wish I got to go. Me and him got to go to Fenway together.
I've never been to Fenway. That's where I want to go.
Fenway
really
is
bad.
awesome.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Besides you, I've had buddies tell me that you need to pick a weekend and go to Boston.
Are you looking at Majestic Pants right
I am, man. You kidding me? Trying to find these things.
My 2 favorite stadiums, I would have to say Marlins Park
What?
and Citi Field.
Marlins Park?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And the new Brave Stadium. The new Brave Stadium is one of the sickest places I've ever seen.
Looks nice.
Awesome.
Looks nice.
Food is awesome, and I love Citi Field.
I'm excited to see the new Rangers Stadium.
That looks sick
It
too.
looks sick. Their old stadium, Globe Life Park.
Yeah.
That place is like
I remember
probably top 3 of my favorite stadiums.
Yeah.
It's probably Boston, Dodger Stadium.
Detroit is nice too. Detroit's all right. Like
Yeah,
it's kind of like in a
went there.
fish. It's kind of like in a fishbowl.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Yeah.
everything's
It's like
up
on
top,
the-
then you go
I
down.
think it's like on the same corner as Tiger Stadium used to be.
It's
That's
it's
what-
also right next to the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
That's what
Ford Field.
Ford Field.
Yeah.
Because that's how Cleveland is. They're right next to the Cavs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Uh,
Oh, and then
Or Kansas City. Kansas City's right
Philadelphia.
next to each other, too.
I flew into Philadelphia the other day, and when we were landing, I saw
Citizens Bank.
the football stadium, and the basketball arena, and they're like all right there, like within walking distance.
That's cool.
Marlins Park. What is it about Marlins Park?
The retractable roof.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, you gotta go to Minute Maid. Minute Maid's for a retractable roof stadium. Minute Maid's sick. Minute Maid's nice.
Cameras everywhere.
Yeah, you can get caught doing anything.
Also, like, because you get to sit in the front in Marlins Park, you get to walk wherever you
Yeah.
want. So.
Ranger, Globe Life Park though. I remember going there when I was. It wasn't for a game, but me and my dad were in Dallas, and we were like, "Oh, there's a stadium," and they like let us walk in there, and it was like, "Holy crap, this place is ginormous."
It has just like a classic feel.
Yeah.
And that's like when I walked into Fenway for the first time, like I felt like I was going to watch baseball like in the 30s. Like I could just feel the history, like the energy of it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like how Globe Life Park felt. Like it felt like a old timey stadium.
Yeah.
It's awesome. If you could be the GM for a team, who are you gonna start your MLB team with?
Who am I gonna start it with?
Heard the Astros are looking for a new GM.
I would have to say, Trout.
Okay, if we're not gonna go Trout. I feel like Trout's the easy answer.
What?
Which, speaking of, congratulations on the.
Yeah, I bet Mike is listening.
You never know.
I bet he's scrolling through podcasts right now. So it's that Carson Lee guy. 1% Academy, 1% Athletics. Get me on board, baby. I need an arm sleeve.
You never know.
You never know.
Hey, Mike, let me hook you up with an arm sleeve, baby. Nike.
Hey, let me hook you up with a bat. Congrats on the kid.
Screw Nike.
Funny.
If not Trout, then I'm picking Judge.
Okay.
Second coming of G.
And then you're
pretty much for me.
And then you're gonna fight for that MVP.
Just a little
right?
bit bigger version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, his bat is a club. I remember the guy had one of his models last year, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is one of his gamers," and picked it up, and it was like Thor's hammer, like a 35-inch, 35-ounce
We
bat.
had Thor on our team. What's one thing you would change in the game if you could change it?
Whatever they're trying to change now.
I don't know. I wouldn't really.
You gonna change anything? Okay, let's do
nothing.
a less rated R version of MFK. So marry
one.
marry, love, and get rid of. Let's go.
Good.
Let's go league-wide DH, the pitch clock, and TrackMan balls and strikes.
I get what you're saying. Okay.
I'm getting rid of TrackMan balls and strikes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who are you gonna marry and who are you gonna love?
Marry league-wide DH.
Okay, and then was pitch count. Just gonna love that one.
Yeah, I guess so.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dabble with it.
Don't
a
have
little
to.
bit.
If you could sit down with one MLB player, who would it be? It could be anybody.
Lindor.
Why?
Just to pick his brain.
Just defensively or
Both.
Yeah,
Because I think hitting wise, it's the same. Not the same, obviously, but we're the same philosophy of.
I love watching him hit.
Dude, he's a freak. He's the best.
I love watching him just play all around. But
Javi,
Yeah.
but we don't.
Too flashy for you?
No, we don't hit the same.
Yeah, he's all just...
But, I would pick Lindor's mind on all aspects.
It's a good choice.
Yeah.
If you could go back to one moment in baseball history, who is it? What's it going to be? You get to see a lot.
Man, that's tough. I would love to see the home run that Barry Bonds hit off of Gagne.
yes,
That YouTube video is intense.
I would love to watch that in person.
and we were talking about that the other day about that literally being like one of the greatest battles in the history of the game.
Two apex athletes just duking it out
Yeah.
right there in front of thousands of people.
In the probably one of the prime moments of baseball.
Yeah,
this dude's chasing down
I think that would
755.
I would say that or
nuts.
Can we play that?
Aaron Boone's home run
To
off of Tim
my
Wakefield
to go to the World Series.
Wow, dude. Wow.
You really gotta bring that up?
That would be intense. Imagine walk
Speaking
off
of
home run,
tense,
go
this
to
is what I
World
feel right
Series.
now between you two. You got a Red Sox and a Yankees fan. Jeez.
I mean, Altuve did it this year. I mean,
Yeah, but he knew what was coming.
Slider.
first,
Yo, you did that today.
All right, boys, huddle up.
Oh man, look at
This is damn freaking.
this guy's always getting on to me about how I talk. Like, yo, I host a podcast. I must talk all right.
No, you do great. I just like. I love you, Carson. This is why I'm here. It's me and you.
First purchase with your MLB contract.
a house down here for my mother to get her out of New York.
There you go. How many siblings do you have?
Just one brother.
He's younger than you?
Yeah, he just turned 21 a couple weeks ago.
All right.
Yeah.
Man.
Kid's a scrub though. You hear that, Austin?
Yeah, take something from your brother.
Yeah, it's funny because I get to face him in the off season.
Oh, he's a pitcher.
Yeah, lefty.
That's awesome.
Oh,
that's awesome.
We got to play at I got to face him at right after the season, and I got to face him at our old little league field, and it's obviously there's in the Bronx like this Castle Hill Little League. There's the small field like the junior field, then you have the big field and there's the T-ball field, but it's all in one complex. So
where's he in school at?
East Georgia State College.
That's awesome.
Yeah, JUCO.
It's badass.
Yeah.
All right, before we sign off, do you have any final advice just to give guys guidance, pursuing college, pursuing professional baseball, or even just to get better?
If this is what you want to do, just take it as seriously as you can. The moment you slack off, somebody else is going to pass you. So
1% better every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, go ahead and plug your social media accounts where they can find you, and then we'll be good.
At Mercado Skylar on Instagram, MERCADO Twitter, we're looking at the same thing. I think it's at Mercado Skylar on all social media. So
awesome, sounds good, man. Then I'm gonna drop that YouTube link in the description box too.
Sounds good.
So I appreciate you coming on
Thank
on
you for
the
having me.
1% Academy podcast, and my two co-hosts. Appreciate y'all sitting in, and we'll talk to you guys next time.